You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position.
We're gonna be talking about Trump every week, ain't we?
Probably.
That's awful.
As long as it's some bullshit each week, then probably.
It's gonna be.
Yeah, he's gonna say something every week to be sure. Like let's just like get the script going down. Something bad, something
Trump
fall
bad.
of America, something end of Western civilization.
We're cooked.
Something
the end.
rise of the EU as a world power space.
Oh, you add stuff to it.
I know,
okay,
right?
we're going to space
didn't
now.
hear that one.
All right, we can talk about that. Are we going to space because of Trump?
Yes.
You know what? To be fair,
Space Force. He did start the Space Force.
I am looking forward to space shit. I am very because I feel like one of the fringe benefits of this Trump shit is going to be somebody, probably not America, but somebody's getting back up into space, and I'm looking forward to it.
I hate to tell you, you ain't gonna be on that spaceship, my boy.
I might not be on the first one. You know what I'm saying? But maybe the second one, maybe the third. You know what I'm saying? They need workers. Surely they need podcasts on Mars. Surely.
Sure,
Somebody's got to entertain them.
Yeah, they probably
got to.
need indentured service more so than anything.
I mean, I can do whatever. Yeah, that's in my blood. I can do that. Yeah.
But in all seriousness, Trump, Zelensky, horrendous show of decorum. Exactly what you would expect. JD Vance is a bitch. Fuck that nigga. Like, what the fuck have you been since inauguration? When that camera panned to the right and I saw this
who is
fucking failed lesbian looking ass nigga, goddamn with his mascara on, it was like, when have you ever said thank you? When have you ever said, like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Go sit in the corner.
It's honestly
your whole ass in the corner.
Because can you imagine having a tense, like Zeus network style back and forth bickering while you're trying to talk about like tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of your people being murdered, and it's like a bickering that you're having. Like the other person that you're talking to is like browbeating you and gaslighting you, and the conversation is not like, did you cheat? It's not like, did you disrespect me? It's, hey, my people are being killed, like not on no play shit, being killed, and we're somehow acting like it's my fault. Like the level, it's so insane that when I'm seeing even right wing people were responding to that are like, this is crazy. Like this is, what are we even talking about?
When you really scale it back, I'm not saying the United States hasn't done things to help Ukraine that like maybe, some people should have like some debt of gratitude for. But this is very much a mutually beneficial arrangement, top to bottom, right? So like, I don't think a lot of people really realize that when the United States authorizes aid for the UK and you put a dollar figure to it, like you put a dollar figure to it because you're sending them an asset, right? They're actually saving us money. Like, I don't know if people fully understand that, right? Because what we're doing is we're sending aged equipment that we would have to pay an exorbitant amount to maintain, and we're sending them the value of this aged equipment, and then we're getting a write-off in terms of not having to maintain this old aged equipment that we're not going to use anyway. So technically, the Ukraine funding is technically a balancing of the budget, if you will. And then even outside of the core finance of the situation, they are in effect protecting our geopolitical position. If Russia takes Ukraine, they're on, they're very close to the fringier elements of NATO states. We are directly bound by treaty to protect them should Russia do anything. Like, the buffer state of Ukraine is a very huge geopolitical piece for the United States. So them having the resilience that they've had during this conflict is a help to us more so than anything. It is a big deal that Zelensky is doing what he's doing with a lot less than what other countries have. At least great powers. They actually have one of the largest militaries in Europe. But
the Ukraine does.
They have the second largest European military.
Yeah, okay. So if Putin does occupy Ukraine, and Ukraine is now the western border of Ukraine now becomes the western border of Russia, that means that they're now touching up against NATO states. And if Putin expands even further or attacks another nation there, then America is then, at least by treaty, required to engage in armed conflict. Is that the idea?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
This is one of those Trump is right by mistake kind of situations. And I do think that France is the only state that I see responding the way that I would respond if I were a European leader, is that they're France is finally waking up to the fact that we can't always entrust our security to the United States, because I don't know if everybody else knows that, but that's what Europe does, right? So the European countries don't spend shit in defense. Yeah, they outsource their defense to the fucking United States of America. And for people that don't understand what that means for the United States, it means that is how you imperialize in 2025. You play this aid game. You play this I'm going to protect you game if somebody jumps you. And like
outsource your key functions to us.
Exactly. So like the United States is an imperial power. And again, which is why I don't understand why Trump is playing this so stupidly. Because if you want to be this imperial power, which he stated that he wants to be, even though most of it is just hot air, but like with this Greenland shit and like what we should take over and all this kind of stuff, you don't realize that we have it. We have it. You just have to fucking maintain it, like every fucking other president in the neo-imperialist era, if that's what you want. And like he's fucking
up the power that was already there, really.
Exactly. He's fucking up the imperialism that is already imperializing, because he's playing this dumb as fuck.
Silver lining, maybe.
Because
again, the people of the world,
exactly. But that's what I'm talking about, right? Because now what you see is France saying like, well, maybe we should put a couple, extra 100 billion in defense. Maybe we should do a little extra something. So we'll see how that impacts power dynamics globally over like the next 10 years.
It might be bad in the same way that just
that sounds awful. Like this sounds like war is building up. Like
maybe
we should, get some nukes and some missiles.
Yeah, so there's not going to be war, because like the amount of money they would have to spend to catch up to us in Russia, they don't have.
I mean, I'm not even talking specifically about France, but just war is a cash cow in and of itself. Like war is extremely lucrative.
And if a lot of people because it doesn't have to be war between France and the US and Russia. If France is or any of the other NATO nations are going like, you can't trust the US to support its promises, as evidenced by their treatment of Ukraine. Now we're going to all up our military spends. And then when the next conflict pops off between any two nations, it's more catastrophic than it would have been than if there was the International Police of America going like,
Pax Americana. Yeah, like Pax Americana is no longer in effect. But what I will say is
what's Pax Americana?
So
peace, American peace.
It's been Pax, whatever is the quote unquote superpower is, but it was like Pax Romana and Pax Britannia and all this kind of stuff. So it's effectively like there's one entity that's so powerful that there is no real mass war, right? You have
between anybody else. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you have really sporadic conflicts all the time, in any given era, but there is one power that's like so massively more powerful than the others that they could just squash this bullshit, so nothing major breaks out.
So then I think just closing that, I think Josh's point makes sense given that.
I think the only critique I have to the point of, and I think both of your points make sense in terms of loss of life, but the only point that I make in terms of war being lucrative is that war has been lucrative for a few countries in terms of finished goods when other countries were destroyed. So like if you look at say like World War II, it was very lucrative for the United States, not because of war for profiteering, right? So like BlackRock is not going to move, or Raytheon or GE is not going to move or Lockheed is not going to move the needle for the United States like economy, right? Like it's not going to make it will make a very small number of people slightly more wealthy because they get the contracts regardless. What helped the United States after World War II was the fact that every other country's infrastructure was decimated, so they had to buy like US cars. So GM
to build shit back up.
Yeah, exactly. So GM became massive, which helped the U.S. economy and et cetera, et cetera. They had, we were importing like raw materials to like Europe and all that kind of stuff, which they had to buy at a premium because who else was going to give it to them? Like it was that kind of thing. So when you have like these hot kind of sporadic wars, it's not really that big of an economic mover. Like it was actually like the Ukraine war is actually crushing Russia's economy, for example. So it gets a little bit more complicated in terms of the current geopolitical standpoint from economics, but in terms of loss of life and how amping that up is bad, 100% agree.
That's the main thing. Yeah, that's the main shit that matter. So yeah, agreed. It's actually just crazy that's just the tone of that. And to be fair, that kind of shit probably happens all the time anyway.
Behind closed doors.
behind closed doors, but it's just crazy to see somebody talking to somebody like that who is essentially just begging for his people's lives. Like they're blowing up buildings and killing children, and it's like, yo, y'all are saying you're gonna help, but can you make that specific? Like, yes, I'm grateful, but at the end of the day, my priority is my people. So I'm not gonna be grateful for your half promise that you're not gonna fulfill. If you're saying you're gonna help me, then I need some shit that I can bring back to my people and going, this is how we're gonna not be continually murdered by the Russians. And for you to go like, motherfucker, you better check yourself. Why are you talking? Oh, you better ask nice. You better take all that bass out your voice, Zelensky. It's like, what is happening? So yeah, that's crazy. And then the media asking him why he's wearing a fucking tracksuit. Who gives a fuck? Like, he's literally in war right now. Like, fully, he's a wartime president right now. It's crazy that we're talking about like what he's wearing.
You're in the highest office in the America, and you couldn't put on a suit. Do you even own a suit? Which is insane. That motherfucker is still a president of a country.
They did.
Crazy.
Do you even own a suit?
See, because this is what's fucking me up, because I saw a black man supporting this shit from Trump, because it's like some G shit of like, you know, if you wanna come to us and ask for help, you better fucking, you know, have your hat on your chest kind of shit. But I'm like, it's kind of crazy where we're doing this thing. It's like what is it? Autocracy, or I think that's the word, where it's like we worship the power. So if you're losing, that means you're meant to lose and you suck. Like, if somebody's blowing your country up, you're not a victim, because there is no such thing. You're a loser, and that's bad. It seems like the kind of ethos that is following around the kind of Trump thing. So Putin, yeah, he's a killer, but he's a killer. So then we romanticize that. Zelensky, you're a guy who all your people are getting killed. So low key, fuck you, which is just a very strange worldview to me.
I mean, you can hear that when Trump's saying you don't have the cards to play this hand to ask for so much help.
Yes. Right.
Because
that help is something that's exchanged for leverage, not out of kindness.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or out of kindness, being like humanity. What's the word I'm looking for? Humane. Anyway.
Yeah, humanity.
Yeah. Not out of just like humanity, like, oh my God, like people are dying, like, oh, we want to stop the war, we want to do this, we need to stop it. It's been going on for long enough. It was supposed to be quick. It was supposed to be really quick, but now here we are 3 years later. We want to put a stop to it. We need to put a stop to it. You ain't got the cards to play. You don't have the cards to play to make these asks. Talk to me nice.
Shit.
Like, yo,
talk to me nice.
This Trump impression is getting better and better, Josh.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
That shit's fucking.
Your Trump
gets me every time.
Your Trump and your hillbilly are cleaner every time. Yeah.
Preach. Yeah, I've been working on it. You know.
Okay. In the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it! I'll tell you once. I'll tell you again. All right.
But it's like it's flooring me. I'm very much still in the mindset on some things that they're smoke screening. They're saying, you know, look over here, look at my hand, while they're robbing your pocket, while they're picking, you know, they're pickpocketing your jacket and that kind of shit. From a geopolitical and like international relations shit though, this seems like, it doesn't seem like smokescreen. It just really seems like they're that fucking bad. And during his last presidency, that was his biggest concrete impact. It was to international relations. I don't think we're gearing up to that this year. I think his domestic impact will be vastly more negative, and that's saying a lot because of how he's handling all of this stuff internationally so bad. But I think his domestic impact is going to be felt for decades to come. But
because that tariff shit is live now, isn't it?
Yeah, but like, you know, he's put tariffs in and already backed off like five tariff threats at this point.
Oh, okay. I thought that I heard something had gone live.
Several of them went live, and then they came to the table and negotiated, and then they said, "Okay, we're going to pause those." There are several Chinese tariffs still in like actual effect, though. To your point, but like this is just bad. This doesn't seem like a smokescreen play. It doesn't seem like there's nothing up my sleeves, like kind of magic trick. Like I'm trying to do this and kind of do this kind of situation. Because even tariffs, you could see in that realm, right? Tariffs,
you can see what he was aiming at. Yeah,
you could see what he's aiming at with tariffs. With this, I don't even see what he's potentially aiming at. Like it's just that bad, and it's so like rudimentary. It's so like junior and undergrad, like political science-y, like geopolitical blunders kind of shit, and it's really perplexing me.
Yeah, I think he's just to some extent a little bit like I'm not saying he's dumb, and I also don't think that he's the only mind in the kitchen. He's not the only chef in the kitchen of this shit.
Yeah.
I think there's just a lot of things going on at the same time, and I think in truth, Ukraine is probably smaller and less important in the short term than a bunch of other shit that they've got going on.
Unless their intel says they can hold, which I don't like the last. And again, they know stuff that we don't know. I want to be very clear on that to everybody. They know stuff that we don't know.
Clearance levels.
Yeah, but there was a point where Ukraine was doing really well versus Russia, but 3 years of this shit, it's not in a great spot now publicly, right? But again, maybe they have some intel that says, to your point, that it's a lower priority than I'm thinking. But I can say definitively that if Ukraine were to fall, it would be a geopolitical nightmare for the United States.
Because I'm wondering whether or not.
But maybe their intel says it won't
impact
happen.
matters. No, or maybe that it does. And this is me guessing because they know more than we do, and I would say you know more than I do. So I'm looking at it and going, is it possible that they're just going like, this is just a loss that we can afford given our goals, in the same way that we can afford to kind of gut a bunch of these like government programs that are going to cause some big downstream issues, but that doesn't matter for what our goals are, which is an internal power grab.
Fair enough. I'm trying to see the roadmap to what the goals are, and I'm still thinking.
Oh man,
yeah, they got goddamn what's old girl's name? Black Brain.
Olivia Pope.
That too. No, the what was her name? It was like Pharaoh, Sphinx, some shit from The Boys.
Who got shot
in the head. What's her name?
Yeah. Oh shoot. Damn. It's
thick brain. It was something.
It's
Sage.
Yes. Sister Sage.
Yes.
Sister Sage. Okay, there we go. Yeah, they got Sister Sage in the tuck, planning all this shit. Alvin can't even figure it out.
Sound off in the comments, man. Let me know. Like all the political scientists, PhDs that we got listening. Drop that knowledge on us.
I will say, Trump, Putin, apparently they're okay. Cards, benefits. What do you have that I can get? Vice versa. I don't know. Scary times, man. Scary fucking times. Then this nigga said he gonna take Gaza and build Trump Gaza. The Gaza Strip gonna be just laden with Trump shit. We gonna take.
I could see it happening, man.
Oh, absolutely.
Trump UAE, Trump Dubai, the Gaza Riviera.
Oh yeah.
Like I could definitely see some shit like that 100% happening. The realty development mogul being like, fuck it, let's do one of these line neon cities. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? We'll make the whole thing gold. Like, you know,
the most luxurious like strip in the world. He say some shit like that that's completely devoid of the context.
Putting the bank in the West Bank, and it's like,
putting the bank
money.
It's crazy. Oh shit.
But yeah, speaking of cards and benefits, I think Josh had something to say.
Oh yeah, man. Shoot. You know, if it's one thing if it's one thing we about is the benefits, you know what I mean? Platonic benefits, dental benefits, health benefits, fringe benefits, any type of benefit you could think of. That's we want that for you. And speaking of that, what we want for you is to join this good old community with waving a red flag. You know what I'm saying? Like deepen your relationship with the pod and the community. A lot of y'all tune in every week. Again, can't thank y'all enough for tuning in every week, rocking with us for all these years that we've been doing it. And that's why we've been like, you know, putting out additional things for you guys to enjoy, such as, you know, the Patreon membership, the access to the Discord, the access to the lives that we do every Saturday night. So if you cannot make the lives and you still want to have like additional content from us, that's also another benefit that you can get from joining the communities. You can do that on YouTube, Spotify, Patreon, all that good shit. And then we are also committing to releasing out the full episodes to the members of said community. So, you know, I get it. You know, if you want to have, you know, a lot of y'all want the long form content, it's there. You know what I'm saying? On the community side. So if you want to take advantage of that, then, you know, please do join. It is not expensive whatsoever. It's like cheap as fuck. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, if you fuck with us, support the channel. We greatly appreciate it. And if you ain't got the 5, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I get it, baby. You know what I'm saying? Shoot. Let your boy know I cash app you. I'm lying.
I don't got the 5 either, man. I'm just letting y'all know.
Yeah.
Maybe for one person, you know what I'm saying? I got the 5 for like maybe 1 or 2 people.
So fucking
The first one, yes.
But shit, after that,
the first was always free.
right. Everybody gets one.
Everybody gets a taste.
That's like that. Have you seen that photo from one of Drake's concerts where he was like, that they shot it? It was a shot from behind his back of his audience, and the whole audience was like a picket line of people just begging. I shouldn't say begging, but asking him for money or things like that. And I was like, damn, that's got to be crazy. Because at that point, you start to feel like, man, do y'all even like the music? But at the same time, I kind of understand where it's like that's not necessarily a dump, because I don't know how much is front row tickets, or if it's just a mosh pit. It's like, well, you're maybe paying like $300, $500. I don't know what it is to get to a Drake concert.
Oh shit!
And if he can
probably pay more than that.
Yeah, with dynamic pricing at Ticketmaster and all that kind of shit. Yeah, it's probably
Ticketmaster. They need to get trust busted, man. Ticketmaster, they
100%.
They need to bring back that con lady.
There's so many goddamn companies that's robbing us blind.
Bro, I've been telling y'all. Facebook, TikTok, Ticketmaster, all of them.
Ticketmaster's 100% a monopoly, though. Like, by every definition of what that means, I'm like, how have they not busted this shit? Who they got in the pocket?
You think it's cahoots?
Yeah, they paying somebody. Probably Trump. JD Vance.
Damn.
Somebody check JD Vance's campaign contributions and Super PAC. Somebody see what that's going down. Drop it in the comments chat.
Ticketmaster.
Yeah.
Bleep this out.
Super PAC contributors in the comments chat. Now go ahead, Josh.
Yo, bleep this out. But never mind.
No, man.
Okay.
We can bleep it
Secret
out.
knowledge.
But you really cannot say that on.
No, we got to bleep all of that.
Cannot say that. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to know what kind of time you all know.
Yeah. I mean, yes, but if we get an audit, by the IRS or some shit, send us the raw files. What is this?
Oh shit! Yeah, exactly. God damn it! From the office of Doge,
right?
Waving the red flag. There's a cease and desist.
Damn, we gonna have to cut out all this shit.
For thought crimes.
It's a red flag.